Good morning and welcome to another Facebook Live where I am going to share the inspiration from my amazing design team and have a lovely leisurely look through the cards. So bear with me while I just refresh my computer so that I can see what you're seeing. Excellent. And also it's given people a chance to come on as well. So I'm hoping that you can hear me loud and clear. If someone could let me know either some stars, some hearts or something, so I know that you're okay. Hi Tracy. Okay, so morning Pat, morning Tracy. Thank you for the hearts. Excellent. Morning Philippa. I hope you slept well last night. Lovely. I bet you did. Now it's all been released and everybody's loving it. Hi Gail. Hi Jane. Hi Caroline. Hi Christine. Excellent. Thank you for letting me know that it's all good. Brilliant. So I hope it wasn't misleading when I posted the picture of that lovely orange card. And if Philippa said, I can't wait to see you make this, well, I wasn't going to. But I have a plan. And I can always make that card another time. So it really tickled me this morning. I'd got all in my head what I was going to do. Oh dear. Okay, so we've got Liz as well, and Lynn and Jackie. Excellent, thank you. Yeah, I bet you did sleep well. Oh, Joe's just joined us as well. That's lovely. Excellent. Okay, well, I'm going to flip the camera. And the idea this morning was to have a good look at the cards so I can talk about them a little bit more. And then if there's time at the end, I wanted to have a look at the card I made last night, but I'll reveal all that if there's time at the end. If there isn't, I might come back on later this afternoon and do it, but there's some things I've got to do this morning as well, so I will show you the cards and then we'll see how we go from there. But I actually do want to say I couldn't get my words out last night. I think it is a really busy time, obviously, when there's a launch and everything, and there is always the worry that you might not like it, and at the end of the day, if you don't like it, that's not good. But I'm just so pleased because you did like it, you loved it. Yeah, so I just wanted to say a really big thank you to the design team, because I did feel yesterday, I don't know, I didn't get my words out very well. So to Kaz, who has uploaded the videos, which I really do appreciate. So they are on YouTube. So if ever you're having problems with finding anything on Facebook, we are loading up the videos onto the YouTube channel now. So they're much easier to find that way. And I will start promoting it more as well so that everybody knows about that. But so to Kaz and to Emma Smith and to Hazel and Joe and Philippa and Marion and Tracy. So I just really do appreciate all the help you've given me. I felt so bad last night. As soon as I went off, I thought, I never showed them Tracy's box. And I didn't show them Emma's jukebox again. I just thought, what? I had only said it about a few seconds before. So I do apologise. And I do have a date as well. So bear with me a moment. I just need to bring something up on my other computer so that I can actually tell you, so I get it right. But Tracy is going to do a live on Tuesday the 6th of June at 7 p.m. and she'll do it on the Julie Hickey Designs page, so on this page, but she is going to do a live and she is going to show you how she made this beautiful box with I love how this opens as well. And with a little box of cards. I'm going to show you that properly in a minute when I flip the camera so that all the wording's around the right way. So bear with me, but I'll show you that one first. But that's on Tuesday, the 6th of June at 7 o'clock. So your room must look... I'm not showing you what my room looks like. Okay, bear with me while I flip the camera and we'll start having a look at the sample cards. And good morning to everybody else who's just joined. So I'm going to very quickly say, what have I got? We've got Joe, who's watching and ironing, multitasking. Good for you, Joe. We've got Anne, we've got Katie, we've got Diane, we've got Virginia. Just caught up on all yesterday's visitors working. Oh, excellent. Thank you very much, Virginia. And we've got Wendy. And Wendy, lovely. Right, bear with me while I flip the camera. Oops, go on. Thank you. It's not going to flip now. Okay, let's bring the lights back in. And let's bring that down a little bit. Okay, that looks like a good view. All right, so this is the beautiful box of cards that Tracy has made. Bear with me just a second. I'm going to move some of my other bits that I didn't move before, hoping that I can get rid of the shadow because I've got a big box of cards beside. That's better. Okay, so we've got some more people as well now. Excellent. So we've got Patsy. Morning, lovely. We've got Denise, we've got Nikki and Angie as well. Oh, that's lovely. I hope you're well, Angie. Okay, so this is the beautiful box that Tracy will show you how to make. And then inside, she's decorated all the box up, of course, with the beautiful little flower stamps, which just shows how useful they are. And I love this and the lovely font for the hello as well. And then she has made a little set of 4 cards. Should be able to get them all in, actually, shouldn't I? If I move over a little bit, look. Anybody had thought I'd done this before? Okay, so we have a beautiful little hello card with lovely background with the flowers and a little oval with a lovely scallop edge and then the hello. Then she's used have a blooming beautiful day, but she's cut the sentiment up, so it's not a long one, but she's made it into a little sentiment, which is lovely. She's got a just for you and she's got a live life in full bloom. So Tracy's going to show you how she created the box and made the cards, and she actually made the envelopes as well. I don't know if she's going to do that as well, but how fab is that? Lovely. And she's going to do that Tuesday the 6th of June at 7 o'clock. So thank you very much, Tracy, for doing that. I also know that Philippa is going to be doing something on Sunday at 10 o'clock. I don't know if she's decided what she's doing yet, but I'm sure she will post. She'll let me know what it is and we can post about it. But that'll be Sunday at 10 o'clock on here. So that is Tracy's little box of cards. Sorry, some more people have joined. It is a box of loveliness, isn't it? Hi Anne, if I didn't say hello, sorry. And Lynn, yep, I knew that you would already have a friend. Oh, that's lovely. Excellent. And Miriam, it is a lovely gift, definitely. Morning, Claire. You will make the envelopes too. Excellent. And Philippa's going to decide today, so that's fabulous. Right, okay, so on with the samples. So with Philippa's first stamp set, which is Dotty About You. And so in here, now Philippa was very good. She had all the numbers down. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So in here you have 12 stamps. And these are fabulous pattern building blocks. And what we did, we didn't make them actual squares because then obviously you just get, it looks like they're squares. We've done this so that they've got irregular edges, the ways that they need to have them. Obviously the hearts had to be this way. So it means that you can extend the pattern. And obviously with the stars you can extend it sideways, and again with the flowers. But you can turn them on their sides as well. I love this with the flowers because you can have it at all different angles. We've got the lovely circles that work, as Philippa so rightly pointed out, and I should have done. But they work with my original two of the dies that came out of the original Layers, Banners and Frames circle set. So you can die cut this, and these work perfectly to die cut your circles out as well. And I think, can you cut this one? Yes, you can cut that one out, because you have to remember you've got the cut line is behind the silver. And these work perfectly with the stencil as well. So where's one of my stencils? So this is the stencil. So this is the same size. So if you wanted to die cut bits and put them over the top of your stencil, you could do that too. Or wouldn't that look lovely if you just stenciled some? Oh, that would be a really nice simple card. Stencil a background and then die cut a white layer, scallop circle, and then put your sentiment on just one of your... Oh, that would be lovely. Ooh. Okay, so that's the set of dies that it works with. Let's move that out of the way. And you've got, just for you, you've got Dotty About You, and then you've got your little flowers, which are great to decorate the circles with. So some of the samples. So this is one, I'll move these out of the way a little bit. This is one that I made. So I actually overlapped the last row of each of the stamps, so that you've got this lovely rainbow effect going up the side. Use the little flowers again with the solid daisy in the colours. The happy birthday from the other set fits perfectly into the circles as well, which is fabulous. Yeah, so that was my one. Sorry, I'm reading the comments as well. Yay! Christine's had her order confirmed. Excellent. So hers are going to be on the way. Morning, Yvonne. No problem. Oh, how nice that your son popped round. That's lovely. Oh, I watched this morning. Marian's done a fabulous video on making... Bear with me. Let me find her card. So she's done a video for making this card over on YouTube. It's wonderful. And then she shares the rest of her sample cards at the end as well. So yeah, highly recommend. I will post about it as well. So I will put something up on the group page about it. But she's done a lovely video because I watched it this morning. This one, she's used the hearts from the set, and she's used ultra high, an embossing powder that's got ultra high in it. So that's the white blobs that come in with the embossing powder. But it's lovely. And then again, just having this is from the other set, Having a Blooming Beautiful Day. I included this one in here because I've used my sentiments from this one. So I've used this is the card that Philippa thought I was making. I just thought I'd share a nice card, that was all. Oh, the foilables would work well with this set. Got a little surprise coming as well with the foilables, but that a few weeks yet. But yeah, wait till you see the samples of those. My design team are just amazing. Okay, so I've used the Happy Birthday from the other set, but I've used the sentiments, and I used Scotch removable tape along my card, and then just stamped the little flowers to create the background. I love those flower stamps, and I loved creating all the background papers. I've included this one in this set again because I've used the scallop that I showed you a moment ago, the die, and then I've put my circle sentiment inside. I've also used my dinky circle to layer up my flowers on, and I just love this like plaid effect, and I cut it out so it looks a bit like a blanket around the edge. I could have fringed it, couldn't I? Oh, that would look good. But I'm loving this colour palette. This is Twisted Citron, Picked Raspberry and Peacock Feathers. And then this one, I actually used my stencil and created all the coloured circles on my card. You can just see that that it's actually a circle where the scallops go in. You can see the colour. But I used my stencil, and all I did was, let me show you. So I literally used one row of my stencil, and I taped off the other bit so that I didn't get them. So you don't always remember, you don't have to use the whole thing. It's really nice just to pick elements out and then lined it up again for the rest of them. But yeah, so I think the stencils are going to be so useful. But just that with the outline and then add in some sentiments, but just that single rose inside the circles as well. Just think it's really clever. The colours do look lush. Thank you. I know but when people say things like, "Oh, they're great with your foilables," I can't. I'm just excited because I know what's coming with the foilables. Sorry. Okay, so this one is just using the double line circle, and I think this would be a great card for a guy as well. Like it, obviously in different colours. Instead of the flowers, use the stars that come in the set, or use some of Hazel's die cut stars on it. I just think Hazel posted a beautiful card this morning in her group using her dragonfly and the circle. I think it was the circle sentiment, the circle stencil, but it's a beautiful card, and it just goes to show so many of our collections work so well together. You know, you can mix and match everything. You're not just, it's not just like it's a standalone collection and that's it. Like these stars would look lovely with some of Hazel's previous designs, you know, where we've for all about the boys and what have you. So it just makes it, I don't know, so much more versatile, and you get so much more for your money, and it's all going to work together. So yeah, sorry, I've digressed. So this is peacock feathers, wilted violet and picked raspberry. Again, lovely colour combination. I really like that. And I just stamped the flowers and cut a few out and then added a few glosses. And obviously I used the dark glosses for the centres. Then got a lovely one from Tracy. I love how she's created little apertures in her card. She's got the lovely little pattern building daisy in the background. And then she's used the bigger daisy from the other set and the leaves from the other set and the wording from the other set. So she's actually got all three sets in there. They work beautifully together. I love how she's done her scribbly lines around it as well. Just fabulous. Right up my street. Absolutely love this. And again, with the black glosses in the centre, really sets them off. She's actually put little black dots in all the centres of her daisies in the background too. And it's little details like that that actually do make big difference. They really do. Fabulous. And then this one, I built up the retro daisy, and I literally overstamped. So I stamp one and then I line up the last one and overstamp. So one of them is being stamped twice, if that makes sense. I think it does. And then you can see there where I die cut the scallop circle using the straight edge circle from the die set. So it works beautifully. And again, just cut out some flowers. This time I used liquid pearls in the middle of them. So yeah, liking that one too. And then I love this one that Hazel did. Just the black and white, it's beautiful. And she's actually used all three sets again. So she's got the daisies pattern building in the background. She's done a little bit with her ink pad to create like a wood effect. She's got the Live Life in Full Bloom flowers there, and she's got the flowers from the Blooming Lovely set. She's actually used the little group of 3 flowers here and put them between each of the big flowers. So they're really good like gap fillers. And again, I love how she's, so again using the dies, so she's done a black scallop and then she's done the double line one and put a flower in the centre. Again, really strong sentiment. The font is just beautiful on there, but it's very, very striking. What is a stamp ring, please? You mentioned it yesterday. Bear with me. You can actually make your own, but there is a thing from Pearly Winks called a stamper ring. I know that Hazel did have them. I don't know if she has still got them, but obviously other stockists would probably have them as well. And it fits onto a 5x5 and a 4x4 piece of card. And so what it is, bear with me. is it is a piece of, it's like a stencil. So you put this piece in your stamping press, and then you turn your piece of card. So you have a piece of card that goes in here that's square, and you keep turning it round to each of the notches so that you can line it up perfectly. I mean, there is, I don't know with that one. I know Hazel did use her stamper ring because she told me that she'd used her stamper ring. But you could, right, I will do another live sometime, and I will show you how to do it without the stamper ring. As long as you've got, do you have a stamping press? Who asked me how to do that? Let's go back a minute, hang on. Like, Gail, do you have a stamping platform so that like a stamp, you know, oh, why can't I say it? Do you have something like this, where a stamping platform that you use when you're doing your stamping? Because if you do, then I can show you how to do something similar to this, just using the platform. So I will do that next week sometime. Oh, Claire, you've got your goodies. Excellent. What was Tracy saying? I love how you can use this. Yes, they are so versatile, the little stamps. Absolutely. Oh, okay. Yes, exactly. So Joe's I think was in here. Bear with me. This is lovely. This is much more like a chat altogether, isn't it? Okay. Joe, oh, that one. There. So Joe's has been done how I'm going to show you how to do it. So you would put a stamp in at like 12 o'clock. You can put extra stamps in. Sometimes it's better to do it one at a time. So Joe has stamped at 12, 3, 6 and 9. And then she's gone in and filled in the bits in between. And then she's probably added the other bits afterwards as well. I love this actually, because when you look at it, it's, I don't know, you've got another pattern inside. It's really lovely. Beautiful. Right, it was such a rushed look. When I look at them now, all the cards, it was so rushed yesterday. Okay, sorry, I'm reading the comments. I like to be part of it as well. Thank you for explaining it. I have a stamping plan. Excellent. It does look like a mandala. Thank you, Tracy. I knew what I was trying to say. Perfect. Okay, right, so they're the cards that I had put aside for Dotty About You. So next up is Philippa's, no, let's do it that way because then the light's not so bad. So next up is Philippa's Bloomin' Lovely. And I think that a lot of people, this is their favourite stamp set. I do think out of all of them, it's probably the most versatile. I don't know, because watching Marion's video this morning, I love this set. I don't know, there's just something about the flowers. They speak to me. I really do love those. I love how they look. Anyway, but I do love this stamp set as well, which is probably why I've got the most cards for it. Okay, so in here you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in those outline florals. Then you get 1, 2, 3, 4 in the retro daisies. You get 2 stars, you get 2 hearts, you get a big dot, you get keep your eyes on the stars, create life in your own pattern, congrats, and this gorgeous stripe, which I love. So versatile. So I love this card that Emma made. This is create life in your own pattern, and she's used the Sweet Pea alphabet set, and I loved that card that Philippa shared yesterday, where she'd used her new collection but with older products, and she'd stamped on a piece of card and then die cut it, I would imagine. But absolutely, the letters looked beautiful with the stamps on it, absolutely gorgeous. And Philippa has put those on Pinterest, so if anybody didn't see them, head over to the Pinterest boards, and there are some new cards on there that Philippa added yesterday, and they're absolutely beautiful. So Emma has used white. She's white heat embossed all the flowers. She's used a lovely like neon pink and the blue, but then she's cut out the little flowers and added them as well. And when she does her letters, she always does them double. So she's got them cut out of glitter, but just offset a fraction, but it really lifts them off the card. It is such a clever way to get that really lifted up. Hi Janet, no problem. I'm with you, absolutely. I love daisies too, Yvonne. Just beautiful. And the sweet peas, honestly, I loved what you did, Philippa. It was so lovely. And this one again is Emma's. So she's used the stripe, but very cleverly, where her card, the stamp is obviously not big enough, she's hidden her join behind her sentiment. So that's always a really good way to do it. She's used the stars that we get in the set, and she's also used the hearts. Lovely inky background that she's done, and she's clear embossed this as well over the black stamping, so it's black and shiny. It's absolutely fabulous. Then a little one that I did where I inked around the edge of my base card and then layered up a white card on the top, and just again using my peacock feathers, picked raspberry and twisted citron, and just stamped out some daisies and added the sentiment. I did heat emboss it, so it is shiny. If I can catch it on the camera. I know I did a minute ago. There we go. So it is shiny. But a real simple card. Absolutely love this one of Emma's. She's done the black and white background using the flowers around the edge to frame her card. She's used my square layers, frames and banners, and then she's got that lovely bold hello, and again just a sprinkling of glosses, but with the yellow of the glitter card that she's used. Just that little pop of colour. You could do that with so many different colours. Absolutely gorgeous. Yeah, this is beautiful, isn't it? Absolutely gorgeous. Lovely. Yeah, imagine that, just all in all different colours. And again, I mean, I would put hearts on a man's card, but again, in blues and greens, that would be lovely to do for a male card, and that would do any ages. I think it would look fabulous with big numbers done on here as well. Absolutely lovely. And then another one of Emma's. I love how so she's used my circle layers, frames and banners dies for the circles, for the scallop, for that lovely thin frame. She's got this lovely wavy banner on the front, and it says have a blooming beautiful day. She's glittered, she's heat embossed and glittered the flowers. Let me see if I can there you go. Isn't that lovely? It looks to me like she's probably coloured them in and then put embossing ink or glue even over the top and attached glittery embossing powder to them. It's absolutely beautiful, and the acetate just reveals what's inside the card, and just that circle with that single rose in it but with the heat embossing on, it is just gorgeous. No problem, Lynn. Have a good day. Hope you get on okay and enjoy your catch up. That's the beauty of these. You can watch whenever's good for you. And again, I just love Emma's colours as well that she's picked. A very different look. Same stamp set. Let's do it with Emma's cards. Like same stamp set, but just gives you so much versatility. And then this is the card. I love doing this. I created a 6x6 piece of pattern paper by just stamping and colouring in, and then when I'd got it, it was like, okay, now what am I going to do with it? I love it. So I decided I'm going to make one of my nine square cards, and I wanted the squares to stand out and to really pop off the card. So that's why I edged them with the different colours that I'd used. Again, it's still the peacock feathers, picked raspberry and twisted citron, and just sponge some ink around the edges to give me that really lovely soft look. Again, use the scallop die and the circle dies to cut out my sentiments, and then just cut out the little flowers and added them on top. It has got a lot of glitter glue around the edges and on some of the flowers as well. But yeah, that is my go-to design usually when I get something. First of all, if I'm a bit stuck, then that's the card I make first of all, and then lots of ideas come. But it wasn't the case this time. I just have so many ideas. I love this card as well that Tracy made using the big retro daisy, but I love how she's used the stems from the from the Live Life in Full Bloom. So she's used these stems, but she's cut the ends off, so they've just got sprigs of leaves behind it. It's so clever, absolutely brilliant. And it's lovely because it has it's the front of a card, but she's got a piece of acetate, and it's a lovely effect on the front of her card. And I love her squiggly lines and a bit stitching, really effective. And I love the colour palette as well, really pretty with the blues and the brown together. And then you go to something that is just so different. This is from Jo. Beautiful, bright, cheerful, all those lovely rainbow colours. But look how strong that happy birthday is. Absolutely love that. This one reminds me of the pink and yes, oh my, yes. I think you're talking, are you talking about this one? I think so. This is the trouble. It's like the comments come up afterwards. Oh, I'm sorry. Bear with me. Hello. Thank you very much. Cheers. Thank you. I am sorry. That was my delivery from DHL. And sorry about my doorbell. Okay, now it gives me a chance to go back and read. I'm partial to a wiggly line. Me too, Tracy. Me too. I am so. I knew he would come while I was live. Never mind. Never mind. Yeah, the 9 square ones. Yeah, it's lovely, isn't it? Very pretty. But I just love how, like, in the same stamp set, how different it all looks. That I love it, and I think that this is so strong, that sentiment. I love this that Tracy has done as well. Again, very clever use of the stripe, hidden the join behind her star and her sentiment. Don't I tell you what, with my doorbell normally, and we were very lucky this morning, it gets stuck and it plays the same line or part of the tune over and over, and sometimes I can't get the blessed thing undone. So the delivery guys and the postman, like, sometimes they don't ring the doorbell, they just bang on the door because it's like, I'm not doing your bell again. Oh dear, sorry. Right, with this as well, this is so clever, and it's like, it's not till you look at the cards properly and you really do just, yeah, there is the circle stencil in this, and I've just spotted there is the pattern building stars very loosely in the background. So Tracy's just inked it up and used part of it, so not even getting the full image, but it's beautiful. The little splats of paint over the top of it. We've got a lovely star die, so hazel stars, the circle lines on the circle. It's just fabulous. And then again, keep your eyes on the stars, using the stars that come in the set as well. Lovely little really soft, subtle bits of inking as well. And then the lines around the edge, it just frames everything and draws your eye into the focal point on the card. Absolutely beautiful. Oh, Denise, you don't want it to ring again. Please don't. Okay, so then we go completely different from Emma. Again, beautiful. Again, Emma's lovely splats of ink in the background just works, even though it's a really pretty card. And again, beautiful colours, and it's black heat embossed. And then she's got this lovely sparkle over the top of all of the flowers. It's just gorgeous. And it opens up. It's a beautiful card. And then just that simple stamp just inside. It's just lovely. It is, isn't it? It's the more you look, the more you see. I mean, that card of Tracy's has to be a perfect example of that. I just love how... I'm actually intrigued, Tracy. Like, I'm assuming you've used the stencil, but you've actually added ink through the stencil. Did you blend it? Did you watercolour it? It's so loose and fluid, and it is just beautiful. No, it's not Wink of Stella. It is definitely, you can feel the glitter on it. So it is definitely... I will ask Emma. Emma Smith doesn't do social media, although, Philippa, I have to say that Emma sent me a message yesterday to say that she had just caught up with the launch video and that how wonderful she thought your collection was, and she asked me to pass her message on to you because she was blown away, and like how amazing all the sample cards from everybody was. So Emma doesn't do social media, but I will message her and find out what she'd used on some of her cards, because it is beautiful. Then we've got Jo's one that we looked at very briefly that looks like the mandala. But this is the one where she's stamped these out using and turned the card. So we will have a go at that. This one is from Marion. And I love how she's got the different colour flowers. And then I love how she's put the little daisies inside. And then she's put glosses on the top. But she's actually embossed them. So I will actually ask Marion how, maybe she'll show how she does that, because that's a really lovely thing to do. Absolutely beautiful. Hi Louise, no problem. That's the beauty of the videos. You can dip in, catch up, whatever. It doesn't matter. You're not late at all. And then this is one where I created a background, but directly onto my card. So it's just a flat card other than I've raised my happy birthday. But I wanted to show, like Philippa was saying yesterday, how beautifully everything mixes and matches with things that we've already got as well. So you must be talking about this. It does pick. Marion's very good at white space. Very good. And yeah, it's just beautiful. I'm loving white space. I don't always do it right, but I do love it. So yeah, so this I stamped it in black and then put clear embossing on it, so it gives you that lovely shine on my happy birthday. Just cut it out and layered it on. A little bit of glitter glue on my flowers for a little bit of sparkle. But yeah, nice and simple. Okay, let me move these. That's the cards for Blooming Lovely. And they are all blooming lovely. Okay, so next up is Live Life in Full Bloom. So in this stamp set we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 stamps. You have 4 sentiments, you have 2 little leaves, you have 3 stems, and you have 6 flower heads that you can mix and match to make your own flowers. And originally we had some of them where the flower heads were attached, and then it was like, no, if we take them off, you can make them whatever flowers you want them to be then. And I think that just gives you much more versatility. And this one, up the other way, makes a lovely little mini rainbow. You could do that with markers and make it all the different colour stripes. So, lovely one from Marion to start with. I love this. So she's used the circle stencil as well to give the colour behind her flowers, and then she's white heat embossed the just one flower head on, but oh, she's used silver sparkle. Oh, I wonder if that's what she used on the other card. Oh, she might have used silver glitter. Where's that card gone? She did. She used silver glitter, but you can emboss the glosses, because I know that she's done that before. Yeah, but she's used silver glitter ones on here. But again, look how striking that happy birthday is. Absolutely love that. I love this. This was, Hazel got her sample stamps, and as soon as they arrived, she was really up to her, well above her neck in prep for the television. And she said as soon as the samples arrived, she just dropped everything and made this card, because it was just, she was so inspired by it. And I just love how she's done the stencil. So she's stenciled first of all, and then she's shifted the stencil over and stenciled again in a lighter colour. She's mixed her colours with the stencil as well. We've got a bit of green, bits of blue, paler blue, and then she's picked out one set of the stencil and stamped her flowers, so it almost puts those to the forefront and the paler ones towards the back. And then it's an offset gatefold, which I think is lovely, and just layering that onto the black as well. And again, how beautiful does that birthday look? Really is prominent. And again, with the glosses, the glossy dots just in the centre, they're perfect. Yeah, right, I'll talk to you about that, Philippa. Definitely. Don't do it yet, okay? Just let me message you. This is Marion's beautiful card. This is the one that she's done the YouTube video for. So if you want to know how to make this card exactly, then head over. I love how she's done all the different angles of the flowers. I love how she added the little leaves in as well. Fabulous. And then she's added lots of sparkle to it, which it is picking up. So she used glue and then put the Wow Embossing Sparkles, which is just glitter, not embossing powder. It is just glitter, but it's beautiful. So where do you look for the video? This is, so if you go to YouTube, I will put a link up because I'm going to post on this page about it. So I will add the link, but if you go to YouTube and search for Marion Emberson, she has hundreds of videos to watch and just amazing, absolutely amazing. Yeah, I watched it this morning, Patsy. It's fabulous. So definitely. And then we have this lovely card that Tracy did, and I just think, like, how different. Just those 4 cards, even 2 by the same person, so obviously you're going to get a similar, again, lots of white space actually with Marion, but 3 different people, and the versatility there of this stamp set, absolutely fabulous. I love how Tracy has heat embossed this in gold. This is a really luxurious, elegant card. It's a lovely gatefold, no, not a gatefold, a lovely easel card. Is it called a stepper easel? I think. I'm not very good on my names of cards, but I think it's called a stepper easel. But it's beautiful, absolutely beautiful. And again, how lovely does that sentiment look, heat embossed. And Tracy's used just the flower heads and then done 3 stems and a lovely bit of ribbon as well on there. And the layering with the gold foil behind as well. Oh, thank you, Denise. That's really kind of you to put that up. Thank you. Doesn't the black and gold look stunning? It's really lovely. And so one from Joe, and this is using, now again, I don't think I've actually used the stripes particularly going landscape. I've used all of mine portrait. I don't think I have, you know. But how lovely does that look? And again, in rainbowish colours, and then just the black stamping with the flowers, a little bit of glitter glue, and the few glosses above the sentiment. Oh yes, golden wedding anniversary would look lovely, and it is quite Art Deco. I quite agree. Yeah, definitely. Oh, I'm glad you're loving all the samples. It just, like, the DT put so much work into it, and I am so grateful. And when they only get, like, you know, like yesterday, it was a quick, I was very conscious of the time. It was like, it's just flying by, and there were so many samples. And it just seems a real shame not to have a nice leisurely look at it and a talk about what everybody's done, because you can't always pick up just seeing the picture. You know, even I this morning, like, looking at especially that card of Tracy's with the star on it, and seeing all the other elements that she's used, and just being able to point those out to you. So this is, Marion won't mind me saying this is simplicity. It can't get much easier than this. A lovely inky background, just beautiful. And I often make them and then it's like, okay, so what can I do with them? But Marion has literally cut a segment away and opened it up. She's done a row of hearts. So this is the heart that you get in the set. And then she's stamped the sentiment across the middle. Don't need anything else. I mean, you could add a few glosses if you wanted to, a few sequins, but it doesn't need anything else. It says it all. Beautiful. And then this one of Tracy's, I love this. I think this is really clever how Tracy's white heat embossed some flower heads in the background and then got an inky background. So blended the inks. I'm assuming you did that over the top. I think you did. And then I love how she's wrapped her vellum. I love how she's torn the vellum. Like, I'm always so neat and everything, but I love this, how it's torn and layered over together. I'm going to have a go at that. That's lovely. And then she's wrapped her cotton string round her vellum. It's obviously layered onto the card, so everything's wrapped around, so nothing's inside. It's beautiful inside, but all the messiness, if you like, is behind her layer. But it's absolutely lovely. Yeah, and to make it look like a bouquet, so she's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 flowers that she's stamped and cut out and then clustered them like a bouquet. She's added some die cut leaves in the background as well, which is like, and I love how she's brought the sprig down underneath as well. Absolutely beautiful. But for me, honestly, it's the vellum, like it's flowing across the card. It's absolutely stunning. Beautiful. And then this is one that I did. So use the little leaf, the big and little leaf, to create a frame around the edge. Then I used my Fiskars trimmer so that I could cut the centre out, so I could cut an aperture. And then I've stamped and cut out the flowers. So I did 6 of those, overlapped one of my flower heads. And I only did that because I saw one of Hazel's cards, which I will show you in a second. And it was like, oh yeah, I could do 2, couldn't I? Yeah, so I stamped and cut them out, and then I've added my sentiment across the middle. So I've got, you can see through them, which I like, so you could do something inside as well now. Right, Patsy, sorry, what were you asking me a question? Can anyone point you in the direction of a low tap runner? If you get a tape runner that is for vellum, it's usually quite low tack. If not, are you wanting to do the card that I did with where I've used my stencil and attached it to it? Because all I used, my tape runner, it's a Create and Craft one, I use this, and if you think it's a little bit too sticky, put it on the stencil and then touch it with your finger, and then it should be absolutely fine. Right, what's Tracy saying? Saltwater taffy. Oh, I think that's this one. Saltwater taffy, abandoned coral and dried marigold. That sounds about right for those colours. It's beautiful. Okay, so just checking the questions, sorry. Oh my goodness, now all these more comments pop up. This is lovely. Oh my goodness, Lynn, you are good. Excellent. It is a lovely collection, isn't it? I think it's really versatile and different. So this one, I stamped my happy birthday first of all, and then I stamped in the colours that I knew I was going to use for my flowers around it. So I created like a border of the wording, and then just literally 2 flowers. But I was really pleased with that one. Like nice, simple, quick and easy one. Another one of Marion's where she's used the stems and then added her flowers, just a simple sentiment, but she's used the same ink that she used for her stems to create the layer in between her cards. And this is something that Philippa did yesterday, and it's something that I forget about doing, but it is such a clever way to get just the right colour layer for your card, is to use one of the inks that you've used on your cards and blend that. So that's what Marion has done around here. The colour of her stems is the colour of the layer in between, which looks beautiful. This is the card that I was talking about that Hazel gave me the idea that you could maybe stamp more than one of the flower. Honestly. So Hazel's done 4. And aren't they lovely? It just gives them, like, makes the flower heads much bigger. They look a bit like dandelions. Yeah, I just love them. And again, you're getting lovely patterns inside the petals as well. Beautiful. And she's used the stripe as well to create a tartan effect behind. And again, just those little splatters of ink in the background just really make a difference. And again, how that happy birthday just pops off that card. Gorgeous. Then this one from Hazel as well, where she's used lovely cloud in the background. She's used the stems in the green, stamped them in green and added a bit of glitter glue, added a lovely sentiment, and then she's used the flowers. I don't know if that's 1 or 2. Is that 1 or 2? It's the bigger one, isn't it? No, it's just 1. But she's got some colour behind, so she's stamped it, and I think she's probably used a wet paintbrush because it looks like we've got 2. So she's stamped it and then watercoloured it and then over stamped it again to put the detail back in. And it's not always like perfect, but that's what's so lovely about it. Makes it much easier to do. So she will have done that freehand and not used a stamping platform for that one. Okay. Hi, Hilary. I assume you're talking about this one, Philippa, when you never thought about that. No, I hadn't either. That's what is so lovely about having the design team and everybody using them, because people just do things that you wouldn't think about. So yeah, that is fabulous. Love this one from Emma. Love this neon pink embossing in the background with all the different flower heads. And then picking out some flowers just in black, coloured in, but again using the neon colours behind, which is beautiful. And again, the sentiment just really stands out so well. No, I don't know which one you're to. Maybe this one. They do look folk-like. Yeah, they do. Yep. And then this fabulous one from Tracy, which is a beautiful shaker card with lovely red glitter in here, lovely red hearts in the background. So she's used the pattern building stamp. We've got the acetate, we've got a frame, got the lovely individual flowers stamped and cut out. That's a beautiful card. And it's, I don't know, it's got like a hinge, so it would make a lovely picture to stand up on someone's mantelpiece afterwards. Absolutely beautiful. And then I love this one of Emma's. Just again, what a great way to show you how they work so well with previous collections. So this is one of the stems, in the stamp set, but she's added Kaz's little birds to the branches. So again, just think it's so different. She's combined it with my beautiful blooms, so where they cut that lovely thin inner daisy, and then you've got the solids, like the shadows for the outlines. I love it with the stripy paper. I just think it is so striking. But I love those birds on the branches. I think that's so clever. Okay, let's move these out of the way. I just think the variety and different styles. So don't forget, if you once you've watched this, you can always go to Pinterest and have a look at the cards, because all the cards that you're seeing are on the Pinterest boards. So we have a board for every single stamp set, die, stencil, whatever the product, we have a board for it. So it's www.pinterest.com/altogether Julie Hickey Designs, no spaces, and it will bring up, you want to find that account so that you can bring up the boards. And I will also put a link, I'll do it on the computer, try and remember to do that today, so that it will take you straight there. So the stencil, lovely as it comes. Saw in some of the samples, I love how, I think it was Jo had done the stenciling, but done the rainbow going up her stencil, which was beautiful. These show how you can use the mask. So I've used that with using a little bit of low tack, or the tape runner, which I put my finger on, so that it doesn't hurt your card. If it leaves any residue behind, I did manage to get mine off with my Couture Creations, my electric eraser. So that did remove the glue when I got some little gluey bits left, but it was absolutely fine to stamp my sentiments. And I think the stenciling tool is actually really good to line sentiments up on your card. Even if you don't want to do the stenciling, you could on your card, let's get a card, let's find a card that I can use. So say you wanted to line another sentiment up on here. Let me get my actual stencil out. We could put this down, say we were going to put another sentiment in here. We could put this in our stamping press, lay the sentiment in here so that we know we've got it straight. It just would help with lining up things as well. And the sentiments fit perfectly that you've got in this actual collection, but there will be so many more that we've already done in previous collections that will also fit inside the lines. So then I just stamped a few little flowers around the edge. I did make the card because I just thought that's such a clever idea. And then this is the card that I made after I stenciled that out. I just thought, yeah, make a lovely card. And then obviously you can put your two, the stencil, landscape and portrait, so you can create your plaids as well. And then, like Philippa said yesterday, which I didn't touch on at all, the stamps, the stripe will fit inside the stenciling as well. So you can overstamp as well. And the circle one, you can do your circle sentiments with as well. So that's the stencil. That was obviously that card. I love this. Marion made this one, and again created it with the stencil, but then she shifted it and done it in paler colours, so she's got continuous stripes down her card. And then she's used just the white embossing, and again added a sentiment in one of the solid stripes. Absolutely fabulous. So imagine that in all sorts of different colours. You can use the stencil at an angle so that you can have diagonal stripes. You could turn this the other way and make a plaid so that it's diagonal across your card. I love how the Hello is really strong font, so it really does stand out beautifully on there. And again, just cutting out a few of the flowers and adding those around them, the outside. And I did add a little bit of glitter glue along the edges of my stripes as well. don't know if it's picking it up very well, but it's sparkly. It is very fresh and spring-like, isn't it? That's what I thought. And then I love this one again of Tracy's, where she's used, it is Tracy's, I'm sure it is Tracy's. Yes, because I haven't got Philippa's. Philippa's got Philippa's cards. But I love Tracy's done like the blues going into, it looks like, and I'm not going to guess, but there's a blue going into a green, going into another blue. Lovely die cut stars. So again, Hazel's dies would work perfectly. I love how we've got this little painty background as well underneath. And then a few glosses, and again, that lovely strong sentiment. So this was the card that I made. Well, I wanted to show how easy those using the masks are. That was the whole reason that I wanted to give them to you, so that you can create white areas and stencil around it, or have the stenciled stripes. Just instead of throwing them away, it gives you another technique that you can do. I absolutely love this one of Hazel's. This just shows how well the collections work together. I love how she's stamped the little flowers in her stripes on her stencil. I love how the colours change up the card. They change up the butterflies. I love this added bit down the side as well. So Hazel has just used the stencil as it comes. She hasn't extended it. She's added the flowers down the edge just to balance her card up. But it gives it a different interest on the edge as well. Links in the flowers that she's used in the stencil. This lovely black skinny frame that is from my circles, layers and frames and banners. I love this as well. I think this is fabulous. I need to have a go at doing this. Imagine that in pinks and purples. Just by changing the colours would make it just look so different again. Hazel's obviously used her dies as well with the butterflies. We've got the happy birthday sentiments with the stamps and the dies, and we've got a lovely black layer around this. I think Hazel might have done that with pen. Yeah, it feels like it. It's not another layer anyway, it's flat, it's lovely. And then one that I made where I used the stencil and then I filled in the gaps in between with more stenciling, and then I've used the background stencil to put the little circles and stars in it. Die cut another one out of glitter paper and layered that up. Keep your eyes on the stars, and again use the happy birthday, use some of the little star dies. Yeah, just fab. And it would do mail cards any age, I think. It is such a creative collection, and it's just so versatile. Yeah, change the butterfly for Hazel's dragonflies. It would look amazing, wouldn't it? Yeah, absolutely. And then this, I love this one of Jo's, how she's done the diagonals, but the stripes, but going the colour changing down the stripe. Absolutely beautiful. And the colour palette is really pretty. Jo, if you're watching still and you can break away from the ironing for a second. I don't think, no, you haven't written on there. Would you tell me what colours you've used? Because this looks a bit abandoned coral, maybe a bit of dried marigold, but it's got a really lovely summery vibe to it, hasn't it? It's really pretty. I'd like to know what colours you used. That'd be really useful. And then this lovely one that Hazel's made, again showing how well it works with her star collection. This is the dies from her star, from the All About the Boys. We've got the star pattern building down the side, but we've got the stenciling either side. To me, actually, if the stars had been on the other side, it would almost be like the American flag. Or it just gives me the feeling of the flag with the stripes. But the stars need to be up here, don't they? But yes, lovely. And again, the sentiment is so strong and really jumps off your card. Okay, so that's the stencil cards for the stripes. Oh, thank you, Jo. Okay, so last one is the the circle stencil. So this is the stencil as it comes, and I did think to do the rainbow colours going up through the circles. Sorry, I'm reading again. This collection is great for the flatter one. Yes, yep. Yes, it would actually, wouldn't it? Sorry, I'm reading 2 comments now. Yes, Miriam, it is lovely for one layer cards, definitely. There's a lot that you could do in here. The other thing about wanting to be more eco-friendly and use less foam pads, have you seen Philippa's really clever tip? I don't know if I've got any left because I had been cutting it up, which I know Philippa would be very impressed. Yes, I have, look. Hang on. So, I really loved Philippa's idea about using cardboard. So I had some really nice cardboard that I cut up into strips, and then I would cut this down again for the size that I want. And to use this as, instead of 3D foam pads, it's really strong and stable. You need to pick the right sort of cardboard, but yeah, it's great. Really fabulous to use instead of foam pads. I need to cut some more up. I wanted to show as well on here how good it was that you can use the masks that you get. So again, I taped them down, used a little bit of tape, and then I inked around the edges, and then I stamped my circles. Again, I inked just around one circle, but then added the scallop and the sentiment. And then I wanted to show as well just how easy it was to do continuous stenciling. So just joining the stencil up, that was why we made it so it was like this. So it's got those dents in it, so that when you line the next lot up, it lined up beautifully. Rather than putting like half circles in, this way it just pattern builds beautifully and so easily. So you can have as big a piece of stenciling as you like. Grey board, perfect as well for using instead of foam pads. I really like the cardboard as well, because when I'm putting a big piece on, I like to layer up. Let's find on one of my cards, bear with me, or someone's card. This one will do. So this is Tracy's. So when I put something like this down, if you're putting foam pads, it's not likely that it's going to sink because I'm using good quality card. But if you use cardboard behind, it gives your card a different feel. I can feel that Tracy, it feels to me like Tracy has done almost like a solid, I don't know, isn't it? It is strips. This feels like this is a substantial card. This feels lovely. It feels really solid and it's not going to dip anywhere. She's got lots of lovely support in there. And that's what the cardboard gives you rather than the foam pads as well, I have to say. It does give you a really nice finish to it. I know Jennifer Maguire, when she puts her sentiment strips on now, she keeps, and I don't actually have many at the moment, but I usually have a pile in my drawer of little bits of card that when I've done a sentiment and I've cut a piece off, I keep it, because if you layer those card up together, any misstamping you do, you can trim it up and layer your pieces on with bits of card. It gives it such a really sturdy and strong feel to it. It's much nicer than foam pads, it really is. So we'll talk about Tracy's card. I love how she's stenciled the background as well. She's added pen marks, so she's drawn through the stencil. She's added the heart from one of the other sets. She's got the lovely Create Life in Your Own pattern, and she's actually clear embossed over the top of that, so it's a lovely shiny sentiment. It's gorgeous. Again, there's so much work in this that you don't necessarily spot straight away, but absolutely beautiful. I love how she's done the same sort of shading on her sentiment as well that she's done on her stenciling. It is a great use of using up your scraps. Yep, doubling up the card. It gives it a really lovely feel too. This one is from Marion, and I love this. This is a gel print background that she's done, but she's then put the stencil on and used embossing ink through it, and then added this lovely sparkly embossing powder. So she's just got this circle detail, but you don't need anything else, and that lovely strong sentiment. And this is showing up so well now on the camera. It's just gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. So I wanted to show where I used the masks to create my card. So just literally putting 3 down, filling it with some sentiments and some flowers, and then I just used rainbow colours around the edge. But again, almost a flat card, just got some glosses, but if you didn't want to put the glosses on, then it would be completely flat. This is the card that Hazel has shared this morning on her group. And for me, again, this just shows how versatile this set is. We've got Philippa's stencil that she's done it once in one colour, and then she's shifted it and done it in slightly different, softer colours. So you've got that lovely overall background. We've got a bit of her birthday stencil down the side. We've got Hazel's dragonfly stamps and dies and the wording. But then Hazel has filled all those dragonfly wings up with the little stamps from Philippa's set. And then we've got a couple of flower designs in a couple of the circles as well, and we've got some of Hazel's scribble circles. So the 2 different collections, which really have completely different feel to them, but they work so well together. Those dragonflies look beautiful with their wings filled, absolutely gorgeous, and lovely colour combo as well, that one. And I love this one of Joe's. I love how she's used the dotty stencil, but she's offset it, so it's just like a random dotty background. And then in some of the circles, she's actually stamped and heat embossed with my favourite platinum embossing powder, and done some of the flower heads. Excuse me. And again, Live Life in Full Bloom, but the blue and that platinum just looks beautiful together. But I love how, rather than Hazel's is very symmetrical, which Hazel couldn't do random like this, I love the fact that Joe's is just a dotty background, which is beautiful, absolutely beautiful. And then this is another one of Hazel's where, and I wish I could remember how she did it. I think she used the back of the stencil. I'm cross with myself. I think she inked the back of the stencil so that she got, and spritzed it before she layered it down. Then she's gone around with a pen and randomly done her circle. She's got some spritzed stamping in the background, and then she's picked out just 4 of her circles to add those other ones to layer up and to give the crispness to the card as well. But again, beautiful. They're all so different. Right, I'm going to start spreading them out so you can see a bit more of the difference in the variety of the cards. So then I've used the stencil just going across, just part of it. Again, did it in like a rainbow of colours, not all of them. And then I've stamped just in black some of the flowers across the centre and added my sentiment. Adding those hearts either side really draws your eye to the sentiment as well. I was really happy with that one. And this one was inspired by Hazel's card that she did when she first got the stamp set in the blues and the greens. Really loved how, just with the stencil and putting those flower heads in, and then to make my sentiment stand out, I just added a little bit of glitter card either side of it, and that really makes your sentiment pop off your card. Then this has to be one of my favourite ones that Joe, just again, I love that black and white one of Hazel's as well, and this to me is so striking, just with the drawn round the stencil using a black fine line pen, but using the stencil to draw around, and then adding her flowers and even just parts of the stems. They're probably my favourite bit. I love that. And the hello, it's just such a strong font. It just works so well. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get... Right, let's move these over a little bit. got a couple more. So this one, again, Jo did this one, using the stencil to put the circles down for some colour, and then filling them with the flower heads. And I love how she's used the back of the stamp to create the colour behind the leaves. So you've got that, the colour going over the edge, because she's used the back of the stamp. It's such a clever technique. I never think to do it. But yeah, I just think that's lovely. Again, you could do this in all sorts of different colours. You could do this on a DL card. So you had a long, like a field of flowers. Beautiful. And then the last one, which is Jo's again. Now, I'm actually a bit confused about this. I'm going to be honest. I have a feeling that, Jo, did you mask this first? I don't know how you've got the flowers in the centre that are white first of all, because I can see where you've overstamped. So I can only think you made a mask, but please reveal. I'm still trying to get Jo to do a live. But yeah, I'm confused how you did this, but it's beautiful and I love the colours. For some reason it reminds me of ice creams. I don't really know why, but it's lovely. Absolutely beautiful. But I'd like to know, because I can see bits of white around the edge of some of the flowers. So I'm assuming, right, yes, mask the flowers, stenciled and then stamp the flowers. Thank you. So I'm not confused. It's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. And again, the sentiment just really stands off the card as well. Okay, so that's the stencil. Then I've got just Emma's jukebox to show you again. And then I'll very quickly, I am going to do my other bit now. Right, so let me move those out of the way. Okay, so this is the beautiful jukebox that Emma Smith made. And this really just epitomises Philippa's collection perfectly. Everything about it was the 50s. Just Philippa loves anything like that. The colours are perfect. She's used the flowers. She's used a little diamond die from one of my previous sets. How the stripe is just so perfect. The actual jukebox bit is a shaker card as well. The colour of her pattern paper that she's used. We've got some flowers decorating the top. It's just so clever. And again, Emma would just have made this up. Neapolitan ice cream. Yes, that's what it was. But how beautiful is this? I can just see this in a diner. And it does sum it up perfectly. When I saw the size of the box, it was like, what has Emma made now? She's just so clever. So beautiful. I thought it was nice to end looking at the samples on this beautiful jukebox again. But lovely colours. And I think Philippa was right. When I listened to Philippa explaining about the collection yesterday, and she was saying about all the different colour palettes that work so well, it is picking those out, and Emma's done it beautifully for this. Makes a big difference what colours you do stuff in. So yeah, lovely. So thank you, my incredible, amazing, super talented design team, each and every one of you. Okay, so this is a little bit controversial, okay? I've been told I don't need to change it because it's a beautiful card. But when I sat and looked at this last night, I'm sorry about the lights, let's try and get rid of one of them. I love this card so much. And I like this card. I don't love this card. So I thought it would be quite interesting for me to show you how I can turn this card into 2 cards that I will love. So then we'll have 3 cards that I will have made out of these 2. So you'll know yesterday when I cut this piece out that I kept the other piece that we had left. So I'm going to use that today. And what I thought afterwards was, what I should have done was I should just have stamped over the whole piece of a A6 piece of card with my flowers and then chopped it, and then I would have had two pieces like this that I could have used for a card, but I didn't, because I like to make it difficult for myself. So I'm very happy with this card. So that card's staying. This card I like, but I don't love, like I said. So I'm going to take this top part off the bottom part as carefully as I can. I'm not bothered about the foam pads. I can sort all that out afterwards, but I just don't want to put too many creases in anything. Okay, so that is still perfectly okay to use on a card, and this piece I'm going to create a card with as well. So the first thing I need to do is get as much of the foam pads off as possible so that it's nice and flattish, ready for me to put another layer on. So what I'm going to do, let me grab my stamping press and my stamps. Okay, so I stamped and cut out lots of flowers because I didn't want you to have to sit and watch me do that. So let's repair one card first of all. I'm going to move this out of the way because I need to stamp now. So I'm going to put this piece on this card on the front there. Doesn't matter that that's hiding underneath. So I need, oh, it's not going to cover it. If I bring it down a bit, then it would. Yeah, right, okay, so we can get away with that. So what I'm going to do first of all is, because my other piece was longer, I'm actually going to cut this off the piece of card. So I'm going to cut it a little bit smaller so it's shorter. Right, let me score a card so I can look. I'm much better if I can look and see. So I have another piece of 10.5 by 30, and so I'm going to score it at 15 to make my card blank. So score that down. So now I'm going to pop this card on the front here. So I could probably chop a little bit more off the top. And then I'm going to take a little bit off of each side. So I might need to take that flower off, but we'll be fine. So now I'm going to layer this on the top of my card. So I'm actually going to bend my leaves back just while I cut it off. Okay, so now I can put that back, that's fine. Okay, so now I've got my new card, and that is now going to sit on there with a nice border around it, and that'll be fine. And then when I put my new flap on, okay, that will be okay. I'll put a couple of bits of flowers here, so that'll cover that up. So I need to stamp a sentiment to go on here. So are you all shouting at me saying, don't do it? No, you're not. No problems, Hilary. That's the whole point of it. That's what's so lovely, that you can dip in and dip out. Have a good day, lovely. I didn't expect to be on for quite so long, I have to say, but it's absolutely fine. Okay, so I've stamped with my VersaFine. I'm going to stamp my circle, get that off, and then I'm going to put my Just For You in it, because I've already got my happy birthday on the bottom. I might change the other one and put happy birthday on it. Get that positioned. There we go. And then just nice and gentle, fairy fingers, and you get a lovely impression. So now we have that flap done ready. So let's take that. Okay, so I'm going to glue this directly onto my card. So that that layer will be flat, as if it was still directly onto my card. We want to layer this up and the flap to go on the top. So we'll stick this down. That little bit of time to stick. Now a few of these are hanging out the bottom, so if I can rub them up at all, I won't worry too much. Right, as I found those bits of cardboard, let's show how good these are for layering up. So we'll have one. You obviously, when you're using cardboard, need to use the same pieces because it will be all different depths. So let's cut that at an angle. That should be fine. Pop that in there. Sorry if you can keep hearing my my scanner keeps opening. I was scanning stuff before I came on air and I forgot to turn it off and it keeps going again. Right, so I'm missing some of the comments. I need to go back and read them. I will in a sec, bear with me. Okay, so now I can place this down over the top. I'm not going to worry about covering that flower up because I've got a little trick up my sleeve for that. Okay, so now I'm much happier with how that looks as we stand. So now what I can do is bring back in all the flowers that I have already coloured. That's that one, isn't it? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick this flower. I will have to use a foam pad because I've now used all my bits of cardboard that I've cut. And I'm going to put some little foam pads on top of my flower. No one ever rings me. Okay, so I'm going to put my glue over the top and onto the foam pads. Right, so now let me read the comments quickly. Oh, thank you, Christine. See, that was it. Hazel said to me, it's a lovely card. Don't worry about it. But it was just bugging me because this one I love because I love how clean and simple it is. And it was like the other one just didn't, with this busy, it just didn't work for me. So yeah, it was just like, no, I want to show how to put it right. Okay, so let's take, I've got a couple of those little ones. It might look nicer with, oh, what about that bigger piece? Using the different sized flowers this time. Actually, maybe like that. Yeah, there we go. Right, so I'm going to stick these ones down. And I did stamp and cut all these out this morning because I thought you don't want to watch me doing all that again. And then let's just overhang this one a little bit. Okay. Now, I am much happier about that. Oh, the little dotty pads. These are... Have I got a packet? Yes. Bear with me. You might find them hard to get now, but they were Do Craft Stick It 3D foam pads. And right, if I show you that, but I know that I was finding them difficult to get, so I did buy, when I found some, I did buy lots. Okay, so I'm happy with that. All that this needs to tie it in is a little bit of glitter glue. We've got our glosses down the bottom, but because I put glitter glue on the flowers at the bottom, I need to do a little bit of glitter glue on those. So happy with that now, very happy. Okay, let's move this out of the way. I'll bring them all back in and show you them all together at the end. So next I need another card, which again, in fact, I'm going to move this one down to here because it's got all the glue on it still. Oh, there you go. Stampin' Up! Do some. Okay. So again, this is 30 by 10.5 and I'm scoring up 15. And just flattening the side. So now I have my card, my third card, which I can use this piece on. So I just need to get rid of these foam pads off the back. Well, they do come off really easily. How would I know that? Because I've done this so many times before. When I've done something and haven't liked it, or I think it froze. I hope it's still going now. It froze because my phone rang. But it has started back up for me. So can you just send me some hearts if it is still going? Oh, right, I've got a thumbs up. Yeah, I think it was because my phone rang. And like I say, no one ever rings me. Good. Okay, I'll carry on. So this piece can go on the front here. And then I thought I've put just for you. Oh, yes, I know what I'm going to put on there. I think it'll fit. Let's just find out. Mind my card. Am I still in shot? Just about, yep. Okay, let's see if I have a blooming beautiful... Oh, it does, look at that. Okay, so I'm going to have a blooming beautiful day. And then we could put happy birthday greeting inside if we wanted to. We could add some of the the stamped and coloured flowers to the inside if I've got some left. But then how I'm going to finish this, I will have to use foam pads because, like I said, I haven't got any more cardboard cut out. But I will do some more because it does give a really nice finish. So I am just going to put foam pads straight over the top of where I had them before, and it will be absolutely fine. Make sure we've got everything covered. One there. Hang on. Whoops. Okay, let's get rid of these. Take our backing off. I just thought that this might be a nice exercise to do, just to show how, if you're not happy, how you can rescue it, if you like. Okay, so let's pop this down. Whoops. Get that top edge and the side nice and straight. Let's get the bits of glue off my fingers. So that's perfect now. So now I'm going to add a couple of the cut out ones that I've already done around, and don't worry that they're overhanging at the minute because I'm going to chop them off in a second. So I'll have one over here. Oh, I might lift that one up actually. Let's have my foam pads again. Let's put okay. So we'll have a little one up there, and then I've got some little ones. Right, okay. So I'm going to pop that there, and I'm going to pop these mostly on it. Okay. Get rid of those, get my scissors. So I'm going to turn my card over and I'm going to snip from the back using the card as a guide, so I don't chop off anything that I don't want to chop off. Okay, let's get rid of all of those. Much happier. Okay, where's my glitter glue? Because we've got a bit of glitter glue on those, so let's add, well, we've got glitter glue around the edge of the flap actually, but I'm just going to add a little bit of glitter glue to these. So then this is making these flowers more of the focal point, or to stand off my card. Right, much happier, much happier. Be interesting to see if you all agree. And then these ones you see that I've done, obviously I can use for another card, but these would look nice. We could add a sentiment and a bit and one flower inside. So let me get rid of this horrible glary mat. So we have card 1 and we have card 2 and we have card 3. In fact, if I go like that, look, that looks nicer, doesn't it? Oh, I'm so much happier, much happier. So I hope you've enjoyed that. Let me flip the camera a minute. I hope you enjoyed that. I just thought it was a useful exercise to show that, yes, I too make loads of mistakes. I make cards that I'm not happy with. So yeah, I'm really pleased with those. I will post them, do a picture of them. And I hope you've enjoyed this morning. I love looking through the DT cards. They're such amazing inspiration. Don't forget the Pinterest boards. Also, don't forget that the collection is available from, I've got to remember now because I can't see, the computer's gone off. Bear with me. I don't want to leave anybody out because that would be very naughty. So they are available at Dragons Papercraft. They're available from Wow Embossing Powder, from Maximum Craft, from Let's Create, from Hixie Soft, from the Mulberry Bush, from J Craft in Australia, and they will be with Simon Says stamps next week. So thank you so much. I've got lots of posts to do. So I'm going to post about Tracy's on the 6th of June at 7 o'clock. I'm going to post about Philippa's, which will be on Sunday at 10 o'clock. And I will post about Marion's video, and I will post about the Pinterest boards. I'm going to come on the end of this video and just see what I've got to remember to do. All right, thanks ever so much, ladies. Have a lovely rest of the day, and we will see you again very soon. Take care and enjoy your goodies when they arrive. Please post any pictures that you make. in the Crafty Friends of Julie Hickey Designs, because it's just so lovely to see all the inspiration. So fabulous. Thanks a lot. Have a lovely day. Bye.